Hello Year 12 and welcome to the third video here in our section on trigonometry. So what we have looked at so far is right angle trigonometry, right? The same old things we've done before, sine, cosine, tan with the right angle, opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse and so on. We've also looked at the sine rule, sine A over A equals sine B over B, or A over sine A equals B over sine B, right? That's been very helpful to answer all sorts of questions. But I do have another rule that we're going to introduce here called the cosine rule, and what the cosine rule is particularly good for is when we have three sides and we're trying to find an angle. Okay, and that's going to be the second application that we're going to use it for. Okay, because the sine rule doesn't do that for us. Sine rule, we've got to have at least one angle to find another angle. For the cosine rule, three sides will get me there, but we can also use the cosine rule to find the length of a side, just the same as we use the sine rule to find a side. We use a different set of conditions here. So what I want is, if I have some triangle and I want to find the length of this side here, right? I'm going to call this side here C. Now I've got A and B here, and this angle here is the big C, right? So C squared, the little one, C squared equals A squared plus B squared. What does that look like? Looks just like Pythagoras so far. Now it's like this with an adjustment, minus 2AB cos, because it's cosine rule, cos C. So it's this side plus squared, plus this side squared, minus 2 times this side by this side, times the cos of the angle in between. Okay, so everything has to do with this angle here and the adjacent sides, and that allows us to calculate the opposite side. Let's see this in practice. So here I have a triangle and I want to find the value of B. I can't use the sine rule because I've got this. I don't have this angle here or this angle here. I can't do my angle sum to get there, right? I don't have a right angle triangle. I would be a bit stuck, right? So for the cosine rule, I need those three things together and the opposite side. I don't know what that looks like, a lollipop or something, right? I have to have two sides and the included angle to find the opposite side. Right, so B squared equals, right, I know that we've used A, B and C in the formula, but this is labelled as B. So B squared equals 10 squared plus 12 squared, right? These two sides, minus 2 times 10 by 12 times the cos of the included angle, right? And that goes into my calculator like this. So 10 squared plus 12 squared, oops, plus 12 squared minus 2 times 10 by 12, oops, there it is again, 2 times 10 by 12 times the cos of 70 degrees equals 161. 161 degrees, not degrees, 161.915, thereabouts. That doesn't look right. I've got a 10 and a 12. 161 B squared. Right, be aware here, you've always got to do the square root at the end. So B equals the square root of 161.915. Now I know that the square root of 169 is 13, so the answer should be just a little over, so fairly close to 13. Now I've got this one here, I'm just going to press the square root of the previous answer equals 12.7. 12.7 metres. Okay, that's the application of the cosine rule. Here's another one. We don't have a picture this time. Got a surveyor. Point X here. There's my X. M is 50 metres away. M, and I have 50 metres there. N is 80 metres away and there's 45 degrees between. 80 metres, 45 degrees. right? And I want to know how far this side here is. I'm just going to put X, a little x in there. Okay, one that suits the capital X here. Also, I like using an extra and unknown. So, x squared equals 50 squared plus 80 squared minus 2 by 50 by 80 by the cos of 45. So x squared equals, now comes the calculator again, 50 squared plus 80 squared minus 2 times 50 times 80 times the cos of 45 equals 3243146. Or thereabouts, and x then equals the square root of that. So here's my square root of the answer equals 56.9. meters. That's my 1 decimal place. Righto, that's the cosine rule to find a side. We will look at using the cosine rule to find an angle later on. That's going to get us through tomorrow. Okay, thanks very much, guys. See you in class.